Today I bought a new 1/4 inch chisel. Right outside the package, I can already tell here that it's not sharp at all. This isn't really a sharpness test, but if chisels are dull, they seem to not really bite into my fingernails. For example, this sharp chisel does bite into my fingernails, but don't do this as a test. It's just something that I've found out. Next, I brought it to just a scrap 2x4, and as you can see, it it even has a hard time going with the grain. And here, of course, it can't even go across the grain. It's somewhat possible to do mallet taps with it, but it's still really hard. This is my sharpening rig. I have 400, 1000, and 2000 grit with a strop, which is just homemade. And you can sharpen freehand or with a honing guide. If you're a beginner and don't know the angle, it's better to use a honing guide. But for me, I'm gonna do it freehand. Okay, so first, I'm going to be holding my sharpening rig onto the table with the hole fast, but you can just use a clamp. This is just a homemade hold fast with 1/4 inch bar, but I know you need it thicker, but for now, this is what I'm gonna use. So this is real time. I'm just gonna start with the 400 grit. But for me, a lot of times, 400 grit is too rough, but I'm really just roughing out the chisel. And right now, since I feel the burr, which is just an excess piece of the metal at the back, I'm going to lay it flat on the next stone and remove that burr. And now the bird is flipped to the other side. I'm gonna use my 1000 grit diamond stone to sharpen it until I feel the burr again. So there I feel the burr. I'm going to put it on my 2000 grit diamond sharpening stone. And by the way, I'm using WD-40, but it's probably better to get one of those things that are for diamond sharpeners. But you don't need diamond sharpeners. You can just use Whetstones or oilstones. Any type of sharpener should work fine. So next, I'm going to be using the strap. Oops. I'm going to be using the strap. I'm just using this green honing buffing compound that I bought online. And there are better quality ones than this, but you just wanna rub it onto your strap. And now, make sure that when you're strapping the chisel, you are pulling and not pushing. Because if you pull, you're gonna cut right into the leather. So what I do is I usually do 30 times for the bevel side and 15 to 20 times on the back side. And make sure it doesn't go off the edge. Next, I'm doing the back side, in this case 15 times. And also, some buffing compounds are finer than others. So, it really depends on which one you get. But now, I can feel that it's sharper. So here, I'm actually peeling away too much material. But if you just take small, light material, like you're supposed to do, then it should be really easy. So now I have a functional 1/4 inch chisel because I tried to do a cheaper one, but it's so cheap that when I tried to use it, it just snapped. And here, I'm going to try to do some end grain work. because end grain is usually really tough. While doing that, I didn't even know that I cut my finger already, so be careful. By the way guys, I don't know how to do a mortise, but I'm just trying to see if it's possible. That's why there's no markings even. Right now, I did the same sharpening method for one of the bigger ones, and yes, it does work now. So, after testing it, I can say that they're probably not even close to the sharpest chisels out there because there are some master sharpeners out there. But in my shop, they work, and as long as they work for me and they're easy to use, I'm pretty satisfied with that.